Hi, welcome to my review of Sausage Party, directed by Tiernan and Conrad Vernon, an adult CGI animated film that follows a group of foods and products of a grocery store with hopes of being carted to be taken to the great beyond. However, despite what scripture has promised, there is a sinister truth of what lies beyond the grocery store. I'm going to begin with this. I have seen many films, I have reviewed many films, and if you're somebody who avidly watches my channel, then you would know that I'm somebody who is quite reserved. That said, this is one of the most fucked up films I have ever seen, and keep in mind that I have seen bits and pieces of Silo. I've seen bits and pieces of a Serbian film. Killer Joe, a film that was actually rated NC-17, was one of my favorite films of 2012. And what's interesting is that the original cut of this film received an NC-17 rating. And here's the kicker, what they changed was so minimal. It's like, really? That's all you had to do? There's a scene in this movie that features a pita bread's scrotum, okay? That tells you the kind of film that this is. In the original cut, he wasn't so clean shaven. Shave it, boom, you got an R rating. That's all that was changed. And did I mention that it's just in one shot? What's funny is that that particular shot is featured in a scene that features things that are like far worse going on. I mean, it really does bring a whole new definition to food porn. For those of you who have not seen this movie, yes, at the end of this movie, there is a food orgy. And yes, it is glorious. And really, this movie is essentially, no pun intended, one big long sex joke. Which really is my defining problem with this film, because after the first 10 minutes, the shit gets old really quickly. I mean, it really does. It just bashes you over the head with it. Though that's not to say that some of these jokes aren't funny, and that's not to say that there aren't any other jokes in this film. There is one joke with the Bill Hader character who plays Firewater, as he reveals who stole his aisle away from him. It's a clever little joke, or should I say jab, and there's some other things like that in the movie as well that I will not spoil. And as absurd as this may sound, but then again, I guess it's not that absurd because this year has not been the greatest for movies, this is actually a pretty clever film. It does have something to say about religion, about beliefs, all that stuff. It's a commentary on how you can create something that is very much pure at its foundation, yet have other people come in and input their own ideals or prejudices till eventually that what was once pure is now perverted. I have my own very personal views on religion, but if you really want the truth of what this movie is trying to say, it's essentially a gigantic middle finger to religion. Whether you agree with the message, whether you disagree with the message, at the very least, it offers something to chew on for those who are bold enough to venture into it. Also, and moreover, who's to say that this movie isn't actually offering something that is of a satire? What I mean is, we watch tons of movies every single year that feature characters committing mass genocide, and we're completely okay with it. But we watch a movie that has sex, food sex, and we kind of lose our minds a little bit. You have violent acts that can result in death, and yet you have sexual acts that can result in life. So that's kind of funny to think about, isn't it? As for your last statements, one of the directors on this film was Tiernan, who directed a whole slew of direct-to-DVD Thomas the Tank Engine movies. Go figure, right? And although there are some inconsistencies with what items and foods are aware and what items and foods are not aware, I feel like the way this movie sets up its world is quite creative. And honestly, this is one of those movies that you have to see just to believe. You can actually go to the movie theater right now, it got a wide release, and watch this thing. Throughout the entire time as I was watching it, I thought that somebody was going to come out and reveal that the whole thing was just nothing but a joke. But no, it's legit. But what really makes this so perplexing is that this is a Hollywood film, and to give you some more insight, this film features an antagonist that is a douchebag. Literally a douchebag. I'm telling you, you have to see this shit to believe it. So with all that said, I'm going to give Sausage Party a 3 out of 5. If you are somebody who has seen Sausage Party, then do let me know your thoughts on it. And as always, I'm Colin Kirkland, and thank you so much for watching.